Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come on in, best friends. Come on in. Yes, come on in and see what God is doing over here, what God have been doing in my life since the pandemic. Um, I'm telling you, it's been a crazy ride, guys. It's been a crazy ride. So the pandemic hits, right? I had just built out my salon, like taken the space next door and expanded it into a beauty supply store and spent up all this money, guys. Me say, I spent up all this money. I spent about $70,000 fixing up that place and stocking it out. So I had a beautiful, beautiful beauty supply store, and the pandemic hit, and I had to move. Yes, guys, because I had no staff anymore because my staff had left, and it was just me and my son in the store, and it was just crazy. So I bought this place, guys. I bought this place with no money. You have to, you know what? Take a seat. Take a seat, go wash your hands, go use the bathroom, go get some popcorns and take a seat because this is juicy, 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 guys. You have to see this. You have to see this. And yes, I said what God is doing over here, and I will not apologize for it because you know what? Some people have been saying, Sophia, you need to take credit for this too because you've been working so hard and you deserve this and you no 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 no. No. This is nothing but God. This is nothing but God. And I will, as I said, I will not apologize. I will not apologize for what God have been doing for me. Okay? Yes. I know a lot of people don't believe in God and a lot of people don't, they don't, but I believe in God. And when I will speak about this too with boldness because this is what he's been doing. I said I bought this property, guys, and I never had no money because I had just spent so much to build out the other place. And this is crazy. So this property is about 2,200 square footage. And it was a jewelry store and we gutted it. We are gutting it. It had a small side to it, and it had another little section that they had a salon. The man's wife was a beautician, so she had a little small salon in there, so which made it a little bit better for me because when you deal with the city and stuff, if it was a salon before, they won't give you too much problems. So yes, this little hole in the wall is we just rip that out so that we can get access to both sides at once. So this is what it looks like after we start ripping out the inside. We're taking out the ceilings, we're taking out the floors, we're ripping out the electrical, we're ripping out the plumbing, we are ripping out the ear ducts, we are ripping everything out, guys, because when God send you, it have to be new. And sometimes God do some things in our life where it seem like foolishness to us, but the foolishness of men is wise with God. Remember that. Remember that. Sometimes God do some things when it make no sense. I'm telling you, sometimes God does things that doesn't make sense. So here is where they drew out the floor after they took up the tiles and ripped out the ceiling. They drew out the floor because it's a studio suite that we are putting in. So they have to draw it out. So these drawings on the floor is where each studio is going to be, and the passage and the size of the studio and all of that kind of stuff. So this is why they drew on the floor like that. And over where you see this hole in the wall, over this side is where I'm going to put my salon, my studio, and yes, it's going to be a self-sufficient section. This is my exit strategy because guys, when I decide to retire, when I decide to leave and done with the beauty business, I can just rent out this side completely by itself, so this side is going to be self-sufficient. So yeah, so now that's the cutter that you see there. He's cutting out the floors, and they have to cut out the floors. They have to dig up the whole place so that they can lay pipes or whatever. So right now he's basically just cutting the floors. So yes, guys, so My son, right, he works in a financial institution, and I called him up and I said, how can you buy a property without money? Because I can't be paying rent anymore, and this rent is going up, it's getting expensive, and I have to pay what's called a proportionate share, guys, of the property taxes. Yes, that when you're on a big plaza, they have, and it's what you call it, it's anchored by a supermarket, or it's anchored by a big business that is well known. You have to pay what they call a proportionate shares of the taxes. So yeah, the last proportionate shares they sent me was $17,000, guys, and I'm like, what the heck, I can't afford this. And I said, God, I start crying out to God. I went into 40 days fasting, and I start crying out. I said, God, I need to buy a property for myself. I need you to help me to get this property. So this guys is where they dug out the floor and they're laying the pipes, because they have to lay pipes to put, for each studio you have to have a washing, or a shampoo bowl, or a pedicure chair, or whatever they need water for. So they have to cut out the floors, and this here now is when they start putting up the metal pieces to section off each store. So progress, we're making progress as we go along, but I'm giving you the backstory as how I got here. So yes, so I started praying, and I'm praying to God, and the financial institution, my son was saying to me, you probably should get a place where the owner will finance, and we couldn't find anywhere like that. And God was saying, I will finance this property. Don't worry about it. I will finance this property. So when the realtor called me, he was saying, my son gave him the number, and he called me and he was saying, oh, your son said you are buying a property. And I'm like, hell no, I'm not buying no property. I have no money to buy no property. What you talking about? But anyway, he kept pushing. He said, okay, have you looked at anything? And I said, yes, I drove past a few. I was just curious. I drove past a few, and these are what I've seen. And he said, send me the links. And I sent him the links, and it just started happening from there. This now, guys, and we're taking out the windows. We're putting in impact windows. This is what they look like over here, right where my finger is pointing. Those are the new impact windows that we're putting in. This over here is what it looked like before. So this building was looking a mess, right? It was looking a total mess. But God says, behold, I will do a new thing. And this is the new thing that we are doing here. We are ripping out everything and we are putting in new. So anyway, guys, so when the realtor called me now, and he started, this man was so, God is just doing some things that I didn't understand. And the man started putting in offers to the places that I sent him. And I'm like, you can't put in offers. I have no money. So I said to him, if you put in offers, what would be the deposit? And he's like, deposit is usually like about 20%. And I'm like, what? I have no money to pay no 20%, boy. I said, you better get somewhere that I have to pay like 10% or maybe 5%. And he laughed at me. He's like, oh, come on, Sophia, there's no way you're going to pay. He said, maybe we can find something that they pay 10%. So now the walls are starting to go up, guys. They start covering the panels. So now it started to look somewhat like studios now. This is what it's starting to look like. You can see the actual rooms now taking place. So things was progressing really fast. So yes, I was saying to the guy, you have to find me something about 5%. Anyways, he said he'll call me back, and he put in an offer on the place. And after he put in the offer, the people countered. Now this place was selling for like $870,000, guys. And he put in an offer, and they came back with what they wanted. They're saying, oh, we are not taking under under $780,000. And this is it. This is the final whatever, you know what I mean? So they keep countering and we keep countering back, and it was just going back and forth. So probably about a week into the counter stuff, I don't understand any of this thing, guys. Me come from Jamaica, me don't know nothing about buying building in America and stuff like that. So I'm just going with what the guy says and whatever. So after about 2 weeks, this guy called me, and he called me out of the blues, and I'm like, um, he said, I heard you're buying this building. Have you put in an offer yet? And I said, this guys, I'm cutting right here. The guy, look how this is progressing. That's my mother sitting in the passage right there. Look how this is progressing. They have now started to put in new electrical, new plumbing, new AC, air ducts, everything new is going in. So it's progressing. The toilets are going in over here. And yes, this is how much progress we have made. And this, guys, I'm telling you, this is just within a few months, right? This is just within a few months. That's me right there trying to help. I'm trying to help. I'm putting in, I don't even know what those things are called, but those have to do with the Wi-Fi, because each studio have to have their own Wi-Fi, and the guests have to have their own Wi-Fi, and whatever. So whatever those things are called, me no know. But yeah, I'm putting it in because I need to be helping, Yeah, guys. So anyway, the gentleman called me and he said, okay, tell them to put this amount. Tell Brian to put this amount, which Brian was the realtor. And he said, tell him to put this amount in, so as the offer. And I'm like, Lord Jesus. But during this process, I'm still praying, I'm still fasting, and I'm still going through, right, guys? So anyway, Brian put the offer in, the offer that the gentleman told us to put in, because this is the gentleman now that is going to give us, that is going to finance the place for us, So him are the big man about the place. Him have the talk, him have the money. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Now we're starting to put in the glass sliding doors. Oh my God, this is going to make the property looks exquisite. So yeah, I'm just giving you a tour right here now after everything is done, and they start putting in the floors, and they start putting in the glass sliding doors, and it looks amazing, and I couldn't stop dancing and I couldn't stop singing. Yes, guy. So anyways, he said put this amount in as an offer, and we offered that amount, and guess what, guys? They accepted the offer. They accepted the offer. Now they accepted the offer, and I still don't have no money for deposit yet, I still don't have the deposit yet. And I'm like, Lord, where is the deposit going to come from? That's our lunchroom, guys. That's our little break room right there. That's our break room right there. Anyways, he said, I said, where's this money going to come from for the deposit? And I don't know, guys, but I'm telling you, the deposit came. Up to today, I don't know where that money came from, but we found the deposit, guys, between me and my husband. We found the deposit and we paid down on the place. And this guy, he said, I'm going to cut the check for this amount and whatever. And it just started happening, guys. It started happening. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. That's going to be my product room right there. That room in the back. This is what God is doing, guys. Now look at the place. Now I have 6 studios. This is 6 studios in here. And I have my beauty supply store is back. It's smaller, but it's just the size, right size. And this is my studio over here now. Yes, guys, so this is what the outside of the building looks like now, and these are just clippings of what the inside look like for each individual studio. So if you want to know more, you can message me, you can leave your comments below. I love you guys, and I thank you for watching, and you can always contact me for more information.